Alright, this is Big Boss, it's Foxhound Woods Ball, come to you from Fort Lauderdale, and got something very good in the mail from my friends at Acid Tactical. Now, this is what I got from them. This is a Paracord 2-point sling. This is made with 550 paracord with nylon half and what looks like olive drab number 5. Now, as far as slings go, your basic 2-point sling like this has been around for years, ever since rifles have become prominent on the battlefield. Slings have followed, evolutionary speaking. The 2-point tactical sling is, well, 2-point sling in general for any rifle is one of the oldest. Now, 1-point, 3-point slings, they're more recent, but the 2-point is the most oldest type that you can find, no matter what version you have or incarnation. You can't really go wrong with a 2-point sling. Now, what separates the Acid Tactical sling apart from other rifle slings of its type is, one thing, it's with these little hooks. These are, I'd probably say H&K style hooks, but these are also fairly generic too. You could find these just about anywhere, especially if you guys are the do-it-yourself types, and you could find these on surplus sites or anything like that. This clasp here is spring-loaded, and it's carabiner style, so you don't have to worry about this thing coming undone for any reason. The only adjustment point on here is this piece, so that way you could extend the sling out for your certain level of comfort. If you need a little more slack in it for certain things, like slinging it over you if you've got a crap ton of gear on you or anything like that. Most comfortable, this part here, which is braided 550 cord, it's a OD in like a camo or khaki color. So this thing will be great in wooded areas. It would be great in jungle, subtropical, tropical areas, places like that. This thing was built to endure a shit ton of abuse, wear, tear, service life. And the good thing about these 550 cord slings is because of how thick this is in relation to how thick this part is, this actually allows you to carry it more comfortably. And with that, for our test gun that I'm going to be using, this is my Tippmann US Army Alpha Black, built on the 98 custom platform with the 98 internals, 98 barrel, and all that. This is a older generation of the Alpha Black, so it doesn't have like the fancy response triggers or anything like that. Other than that, this is a solid performer. You can find these anywhere and for cheap. Now, attaching your 2-point tactical sling on a marker like this, if it doesn't have any sling attachment points per se, with 98, well, the Alpha Black series, it's also have sling points provided. You've got the sling attachment point right here and right here on the stock. Fairly traditional for all of you who've handled AR platform rifles in the past or have used the Alpha Black over the years. You can easily just hook in, locks up, and attaches to your marker pretty comfortably. Now, with the 2-point sling in this under configuration, using it is fairly easy. If you're going for like long distance shots or you need something a little steady, what you can easily do is take the sling, wrap it around your arm, and it creates a nice sturdy base, especially if you're doing something like sniping or anything like that. Makes it nice, keeps it tight in, and make sure nothing's jangling around to give you away. Now, traditionally with a sling like this, as I was saying, it's easy to just sling it on a shoulder, or if you're doing like Sean Penn did in Casualties of War, just have it slung in front of you like this. You can sling this thing in several different ways, especially if you gotta do something where you're doing a lot of climbing or anything like that. You can easily sling this thing across your back without a problem. And as I said, with this thick part made of the 550 paracord, it's going to be pretty comfortable on you for extended periods, especially if you're doing climbing, have to get up a ladder, or you've got to do tasks where having a rifle or a marker slung to you that's dangling isn't exactly the best thing. So this thing has a lot of applications to it, and we're going to be getting into another sling configuration right after this. Alright, now we're back, and I've rigged up the sling in a different type of configuration. I put a stock sling attachment point here, and grabbing a carabiner or one of these little like climber style clamps, rig it up like this to the part of the front sight. This is what's called the IDF style. Now, the thing is with the setup like this is an improvised setup, though there are ready-made versions out there. But this style is more used by the guys at the Israeli Defense Force than anywhere else. The idea is, when you have the sling like this, the soldier can have it slung to him in the front, so that way it's in a front low ready position with the slack in the sling. Soldier can actually get the rifle to shoulder, and because it's hooked up here, it'll not interfere with your ability to aim down the sight. Plus, the reverse is also true if you have it hooked front ways, like when I'm doing it right now, where it's across the opposite way. I can still carry it in a ready position, still bring the gun up, will not interfere with your sights. Problem is, because of the back end, if you're a left-handed shooter, I would not recommend this style. Though the reverse is the easiest. This also creates enough, if you tighten your sling up a bit, creates enough tension so that way you can easily keep it tight to your shoulder and not worry about anything dangling around to give you away, or allow you to have that nice perfect shot when you need to. Works very well if you're using optics, if you need to do that type of sniping or on the fly shooting with the sling assist. Other than that, it's not too bad. But another way to carry it, more like this, something like this, since the sling is right here. If you're using like a response trigger or a E-grip, you can actually hold it down low like this comfortably with the sling and create something called walking fire, where you're holding it at the hip, you're just walking right into the target, and you're shooting. Walking fire is very good if you need to lay down a whole lot of paint or a whole lot of lead onto targets. The idea of walking fire came about with World War I when the first batch of the M1918 Browning automatic rifles hit the battlefield. But it was better seen in the Pacific campaigns during World War II when you had Army Marine units use walking fire on entrenched Japanese positions. But I digress from that, a little bit of history, but other than that, we're going to be back in 1 minute with my final thoughts. Okay, my final thoughts on the 2-point Paracord Sling from Acid Tactical. From playing around with it, I can happily say that this thing is nice and strong, it's sturdy, and this thing will give you years of service life. You can do a lot with this thing for shooting techniques, helping you with marksmanship, stuff like that. It's a universal setup, it's simple, easy to work with, you got no problems with it. If I were to use a 10-point scale for this sling, I would definitely give it a solid 9 out of 10. That's because I'm not used to working with 2-point slings as I am 3-point ones, but that's usually my personal shooting preferences, to use a 3-point over a 2. However, I can not deny the merits that a 2-point sling has for general use as well as tactical use. Now, aside from that, let me give you a little background about my friends and sponsors over at Acid Tactical. They're a company that specializes in shooting accessories and other tactical equipment, hence the name Acid Tactical. You can find IFAKs from them, you can find slings, lights, lasers, iron sights, and a wide range of other shooting accessories. Now, it's harder to find their products on eBay and Amazon. They were doing that for a while, up until the aftermath of Sandy Hook and the whole wave of gun control PC police and all that bullshit. So, because they're helping me, it's only right that I take care of them too. And if you guys are interested in sling systems like this in Paracord, if you're looking for a good price on the latest tactical accessories or any type of equipment like that, you can check out acidtactical.com. I will be posting a link in the description to this video. Anyway, this is Big Boss, and I'm out of here. Alright, now, final thoughts on this. This thing is pretty adaptable, pretty versatile for whatever you need as far as rifle shooting, any kind of shooting positions that you need to. You can use this thing for a lot of those, especially if you're doing like sniper work or you need to get a precise hit on a target at right then and there. So, with that being said, you could do a lot of stuff with it. Now, about my sponsors and friends at Acid Tactical. They're a company, for all those that don't know, that sells tactical accessories ranging from IFAKs, ranging from anything like scopes, sights, grips, bipods, lasers, flashlights. They're great for any kind of shooting, from airsoft, paintball, even real steel firearms. These products are universally adaptable on any type of gun or marker system. I've reviewed them in the past. For all you guys don't know, I've been working with them for years, back when I was still writing for Shooting Hot magazine back in the days. God, it makes me feel like an old man thinking about it, but look on those days with pride and a lot of respects. Now, as of 2012, 2013, when the whole Sandy Hook thing happened and the gun grabbers went on their little rampage, you won't be able to find that much from Acid on eBay or Amazon, thanks to those gun grabbers, but you can still find them at acidtactical.com. I will be posting them. Ah, motherfucker.